Hey everyone, welcome back to Coins Info. If you're into coin collecting, or even just curious about what's hidden in your pocket change, today's episode is a must-watch. We're going to look at some of the most prized and costly Washington quarters in circulation. These coins have captured the attention of collectors and investors globally, and you'll be surprised at the staggering prices some of them can command. So let's start by taking a closer look at the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark, especially one that's in a worn, dark condition. This coin is a good example of how the state of a coin can affect its value. So, what does dirty black condition really mean? When we say a coin is in dirty black condition, we're talking about a coin that's collected dirt, grime, or even rust over time. Environmental things like moisture, pollution, or just being buried in the ground can cause a coin to darken or tarnish. It's not unusual for coins to change color like this, but unfortunately, it lowers the coin's value. This is especially true for modern coins, like the 1977 Washington quarter, that haven't had the chance to develop the natural aging that older coins might have. Now, let's break down why the 1977 Washington quarter is interesting. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 100th birthday, has had different designs over the years. For the 1977 version, the design didn't change much, but what's special is the absence of a mint mark on the coin. Coins made in Philadelphia, like the 1977 quarter, didn't have a mint mark at that time, which makes this coin a little different from others. When collectors look for a coin with no mint mark, it tells them it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. While this might sound like a small detail, it's something collectors notice, especially for certain years or conditions. When we talk about a coin being in very good condition, it means the coin has been used a lot, but you can still see most of the main features. For the 1977 Washington quarter, it has probably been in circulation for years, so you'll see some wear and tear. However, enough of the design details, like George Washington's face or the eagle on the back, are still clear. This is what makes it valuable to collectors, even if the coin isn't perfect. Now, what about its value? The 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is not super rare, but it's still worth something because of its history and the demand from collectors. A coin in very good condition today could be worth around $90,000, but this can depend on how well it's been taken care of and how much collectors are willing to pay. It's surprising to think that a coin like the 1977 Washington quarter, which may just seem like everyday change, could actually hold such a high value. Whether you have one at home, or you're thinking about adding one to your collection, this coin is a good reminder that even regular coins can have hidden worth. To sum it all up, the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a piece of U.S. history, and it shows that sometimes, even modern coins can have surprising value. So, if you find one in your pocket or in an old jar, don't be too quick to overlook it. It might be worth more than you think. This particular 1965 quarter, which was struck without a mint mark, is not only a historical piece, but also more valuable than most people realize. But what exactly sets it apart? Let's dive into the details surrounding its rarity, condition, and current worth. To appreciate the value of the 1965 Washington quarter, it's important to understand the history behind it. In that year, the U.S. government made significant changes to the composition of its coins. With the rising cost of silver, many coins were redesigned, and the Washington quarter was no exception. For the first time in American history, quarters were no longer made with 90% silver. What's more, the mint mark previously found on the reverse side to show where the coin was minted was also removed in 1965. Previously, these marks indicated whether a coin was produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But that year, quarters and half dollars were minted without any marks in an effort to reduce production costs and simplify the process. This unique feature distinguishes the 1965 quarter from its earlier counterparts. Now, let's take a look at the design. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse displays a portrait of Washington, while the reverse depicts an eagle. Though the design has remained largely unchanged over the years, the 1965 version stands out due to the absence of a mint mark. So, what do we mean by excellent condition? A coin in top-notch condition is one that shows little to no signs of wear. Such a coin will have clear, crisp details and will be free of any major scratches or imperfections. If you manage to find a 1965 Washington quarter in this kind of pristine state, it's extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. The value can vary, but a quarter in excellent condition might be worth around $95,000. However, if you come across one that is near flawless or uncirculated, it could potentially fetch as much as $120,000 or even more, depending on the demand from collectors. So, why is this coin so valuable? The historical shift in U.S. coinage during the 1960s makes the 1965 Washington quarter a unique piece of American history. In addition, the missing mint mark adds an extra layer of mystery, making it even more desirable for collectors. Condition is critical when it comes to determining its worth. If the coin shows signs of wear, its value will drop. But if you find a well-preserved example or one that's professionally graded, its market value can skyrocket. The demand for rare coins, such as the 1965 Washington quarter, is on the rise. As time goes by, well-preserved examples of these coins become increasingly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on them. If you're thinking about getting into coin collecting or investing in rare coins, the 1965 Washington quarter should definitely be on your radar. Thinking you might have a rare 1965 Washington quarter? It's worth having it professionally graded. A certified coin will give you a better understanding of its true worth and help protect your investment should you ever decide to sell or trade it. To sum up, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare and historically significant coin that has gained increasing value over time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is one you won't want to overlook. If you happen to own one in exceptional condition, it could be worth far more than you might have guessed. Next up, let's take a look at the 1988 Washington quarter with a P mint mark. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another typical piece of currency. However, beneath its surface, there's more to this quarter than meets the eye. While the Washington quarter has been a well-known part of U.S. currency since 1932, the 1988 version holds a unique place for coin collectors. The year 1988 marked an important time in American history. The U.S. was in the midst of the late 1980s economic boom, and the world was seeing major cultural and technological shifts. Yet, during this time, the 1988 Washington quarter was simply another coin in circulation, part of the U.S. Mint's regular production. It wasn't until later that collectors began to notice the true value hidden within these quarters. But why has the 1988 Washington quarter earned a spot in the collector's spotlight? Over the years, certain factors have made this coin stand out, making it more desirable to collectors. Let's break down the features that set this quarter apart. On the front of the coin, you'll find the classic portrait of George Washington, created by artist John Flanagan. Around the edge, the words Liberty appear above Washington's head, with "In God We Trust" below it. To the right of Washington's profile, you'll see the year 1988. The back of the coin features the familiar eagle design, along with the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum and the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. Most notably, the mint mark P stands out, indicating that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Mint marks are key for identifying the origin of a coin, and in the case of the 1988 Washington quarter, the P shows it was made in Philadelphia, where coins were traditionally minted without a mark, but for this year, the mint mark was included. Now, let's talk about why this coin is valuable, even though it might not have seemed so special at first. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity doesn't always come from how old a coin is. It's more about how many coins were made, their condition, and how much collectors are willing to pay for them. In the case of the 1988 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, a few key factors play into its value. While the 1988 quarters were made in large numbers, there are fewer of them still in good condition today. Over time, many coins get lost, damaged, or worn out. However, a quarter that has been well preserved, especially one in fine condition, stands out from the rest. Fine condition refers to a coin that has experienced moderate wear but still maintains clear details. In the case of the 1988 Washington quarter, it might have slight surface scratches or some discoloration, but the main features of the coin are still easy to recognize. Despite some wear, coins from this era that are in good shape can be worth much more than their face value. The market value of a 1988 Washington quarter with the P mint mark has risen steadily over the years. A well-preserved coin can now range in value from $80,000 in fine condition, depending on its specific state. Of course, coins in even better condition can fetch even higher prices, especially at auctions or private sales. But why has the value of this coin risen? One of the main reasons is the ongoing interest in U.S. coinage. Collectors, investors, and even casual enthusiasts continue to seek out well-maintained coins that have lasting value, and the 1988 Washington quarter with the P mint mark has proven to be one of those coins. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1988 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, there are several places where you can find them. Popular online marketplaces like eBay, reputable coin dealers, and auction houses are great starting points. But, as with any collectible, make sure to verify the credibility of the seller and the authenticity of the coin. If you're uncertain about the condition of your coin, getting it professionally graded by a trusted organization, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), can help determine its market value more accurately. The 1988 Washington quarter with the P mint mark may have seemed like just another coin when it was first released, but today it's caught the attention of both collectors and investors. With its classic design, its connection to an important time in U.S. history, and its rarity and good condition, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye on in the future. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always keep in mind that a coin's value isn't determined only by its rarity. The condition it's in and the demand for it also play a huge part. So, if you happen to come across a 1988 Washington quarter, take a closer look. It might be worth more than you think. Next, let's take a look at the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition. In this video, we'll dive into its distinct features, why it holds value in the coin market, and what it could potentially be worth today if it's in good shape. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about the coins in your pocket, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more insights into rare and valuable coins. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter debuted in 1932 to mark the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since its introduction, it has become one of the most iconic coins in American currency. However, not every year's issue holds the same rarity or market value. In today's video, we're focusing on the 1971 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. The 1971 series is relatively straightforward in terms of mint marks, with quarters being struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D. Unlike some years where special editions or proof coins are released with distinct features, the 1971 Denver Mint marked quarter is a product of standard production. However, its fine condition makes it particularly sought after by collectors. Now, Let's break down why this coin has gained interest in recent years. In the world of coin collecting, the term fine condition refers to coins that show some signs of wear but still maintain a clear, sharp design. A quarter from 1971 in fine condition is valuable, especially if it has withstood the test of time and survived circulation without too much damage. Over the years, finding a 1971 Washington quarter in such condition has become rarer, contributing to its growing value. So, what's this coin worth today? A 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition can typically be valued around $75,000 to $90,000, depending on its specific features and the current market. However, if you manage to find one in better condition, or if it's part of a collection featuring other rare coins, its value could rise significantly. For now, the value of a 1971 quarter in fine condition remains stable, particularly among collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter sets. As with any collectible, a coin's value hinges on its condition. The higher the quality, the more valuable it becomes. Here's a closer look at why collectors are particularly interested in the 1971 Washington quarter with the D mint mark. This coin represents a significant era in U.S. numismatic history. The Washington Quarter Series is one of the most widely collected U.S. coin sets, and every year collectors eagerly await the next release. Coins from years like 1971, especially when they are well preserved, are becoming more difficult to find, which drives demand. As collectors strive to fill out their sets, finding a 1971 quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition can be a valuable addition. In conclusion, while the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in fine condition might not be the flashiest coin at first glance, it holds an important place in the collecting world. It symbolizes the lasting appeal of older, well-maintained coins. Its rarity and good condition, combined with its significance in the Washington Quarter Series, has kept it relevant in today's numismatic market.